Good afternoon, it's Tony Hayes again from Paranormal Investigation UK. Today's date is the 28th of January 2022, and today we're looking at movie 353, which is the Cheshire investigation, and this is a piece of footage sent in on the 1st of August 2021 at 21 in the afternoon. This is an actual Sunday afternoon, so in principle the building should have been deserted. Nobody actually works at the weekend, certainly not on a Sunday. Can never guarantee that. So we're back into the empty room again, and we are dealing with a noise again. As a recap, we're now, as far as Cheshire is concerned, we're now on volume 22. Each volume is around about between 40 and 50 pages, something like that. So now volume 22, that just shows how far and how long we've actually had this case. So what I actually had as a recap is following a bit of a flatlining of activity between June and July of 2021. There's maybe 6 or 7 events. A couple of them are very questionable, so it seems to flatline. When you're dealing with this type of haunting poltergeist phenomena, flatlining for periods and then either blowing itself completely out or returning and evolving is quite common. So we're now on the 1st of August. So this particular one is in the empty room, and it's a camera that's activated. Is this one here, what we call camera 1 of the empty room. The main office, as you remember, we've dealt with the vast majority of phenomena over the last number of months in the empty room. So now we're back into the empty room. So here we are. It's in daylight, so the infrared of the camera has not switch turned on because it's daylight. So we're now in full colour, and this gives you quite a good visual perspective of the room itself. It's difficult to see when it's in grayscale of the infrared. So it's a brick built structure, outer brick, inner breeze block with plasterboard walls, nothing in the room whatsoever, and the roof itself completely unpanned. All these are girders. That's something like, I think I measured it, it's a 16-inch main supporting beam that runs across, and all these coming off it are steel. There's no wood in there whatsoever. These are air conditioning units, very robust, strong room, and the floor itself is concrete with carpet tiles just popped on there. There's the fire door at the rear with the fire door light at the end. The only entry and exit door is on this other side, which is where the curse is moving here. It's probably about 20 feet further back. So let's have a look at this one. We'll get straight into it. Just make sure my volumes are turned up, which they are. So I had a listen to this earlier, and we are dealing with another unexplained bang. That one. Now, what this makes interesting is that camera 1 is there. Sorry, camera 2 is there. Had someone been banging on the fire escape, this is on the 1st floor, and there's a set of metal steps that lead down. That camera would pick it up. So you bang on the door, that's the camera that's going to be alerted. It hasn't. It's camera 1 that's alerted. So the sound's got to be closer to this camera here. It's a key numbered entry into the room, and no other cameras have alerted. So if you look at the empty room, that's a fire escape. So you actually, that camera there is looking towards the back of the building. There's the door, which you need the key code. You come through the what I call the top of the stairwell, and then that leads you into this passage here, into the main office area. Here is a camera. I've not actually put it on this drawing. because I know I think it's in the next couple of days, capture footage I've got here around the 1st. It's either one of these, 3rd, 4th or 5th of August, where that camera picks up the sensor light that comes on that oversees this area here. The reason why that camera is put on there, it's one, if anyone comes up the stairs, that camera picks them up, and likewise if someone's messing around in the building, if we can't see it on that camera, they would certainly see them on the stairway. So that all the cameras get checked when we see get an alert, just to make sure that we haven't got any human activity there. So with this one, I can say without question that there's no one else in the building, or there's nobody on the 1st floor, I should say. So the way I'm going to work with this is, those that follow will have seen me do this a few times. Whoops, where's my file gone? If I 3, I'm going to have a look at the frequency of this this bang. In 2020, late on 2020, I actually went into the building and in the empty room concentrated on there and tried to duplicate the sound by other sound signature, and I managed to do 160 tests on the building. It really just come down to striking certain parts of the building, 160 of them tests, to compare likewise when we got these other unexplained sounds that this building in particular just tend to throw up more so than the main office. So we can certainly see the strike there. So what we'll do, I'm going to just amplify it after the that bang, just to see if I can hear anybody that's maybe walking about. So volume turned up now. There's something there. There's 5 or 6 sounds there. It's almost like something bouncing. The problem I have with this is it's so far, so low, I should say, in volume. It's going to be practically impossible for me to. It seems to be around about 100 hertz. So. Hopefully you'll be able to hear that. Yeah, it's getting less there. Yeah. I'm on maximum on the on this, but you should be able to hear that. It could be something outside because I've amplified that to death, really. So I'm not sure. It's certainly not somebody walking. I can rule that out. Okay. Now, when we have been in this building doing either footage or audio, when somebody walking about, it's very, very distinctive. It's I made a mistake. I think the first time I went in there, I was using flip-flops, so all you can hear is me walking with these flip-flops on. So the cameras are quite sensitive; it will pick up stuff. So I'm fairly relatively confident that whatever's caused this bang, we've got no camera indication to say that it's been do someone in the building, because we've monitored all the speakers at the same time. It's the first thing we look at, or the owner does. And I take his word that he has checked the cameras, because he come back to us quite often and he will debunk stuff. There's literally hundreds of debunks that occur. So this particular Sunday afternoon, we've got this again, another unexplained bang. Now, what the relevancies to these sounds, I have absolutely no idea. It's one of the baffling aspects of this type of phenomena. What is the relevance of these sounds? Excuse me. Right, so let's see. I'm going to turn the volume back down and get a fix on this frequency. I should know once I see that if it fits in with anything else that I've seen before. It's 800 hertz. Those that follow the case will have heard me mention it so many times. These are multiple reflections. Relatively no high-end frequency. Not an awful lot of bass, really. It's predominantly here. Then the sound's kind of reflecting off probably the side walls. So I will get a frequency hit with that one. Why is the building make such sounds? I spent a great deal of time at the end of 2020 doing these sound experiments, really, just acoustically testing the building. I concentrated predominantly, I'd say 80% of them were done within the ceiling area, and what we're looking for is building settlement, that type of thing. The walls were relatively easy, and because the room is empty, it was quite a simple test to do to acoustically test the building. They just perform differently. We just got nothing that'll match it, so I can't say, well, that's the girder that's been hit, or it's a central heat, not central heating, the air conditioning unit cover that's been struck. And I did them at different volumes as well. Strikes were different in velocity. I don't know. The only thing I can actually do with that is do what I've done with the others and simply just record it down as a sound, copy and paste in the actual frequency itself, and move on to the next one, because I don't know what's caused that. because there's no one in the building. The cameras say there's no one in the building. In principle, the sound should not exist, but it does. So so that's movie 353, and I'll see you on 354. Okay, bye.